Hello. Page number 10. We're going to start chanting. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Yamangalam dwadasai jaindayin su sadevaka Suttanam nadika chandi athatain sanja mangalam Desidam deva devena sabba baba vinasanam Sabba loka hidathaya mangalam tampanamahe Evam me sudam ekam samayam Bhagava savatiyam viharati cedavane anatha paindika sarame Athakho inyandara devada Abhegandaya radiya Abhegandavana kevala kabam cedavana oba sedavam Yena bhagava tenubasangami Ubasangamaidawa bhagavandam abhivaditawa Egamandam athasi Egamandam Tidakho Sadevada Bhagavandam Kathaya Ajabasi Bahudeva Manosacha Mangalani Achaintayo Agankha Mana Sotana Barohi Mangala Modamam Asevana Cha Balanam Panditana Cha Sevana Puja Cha Puja Neyana Edam Mangala Modamam Padiruba Desa Vasocha Obecha Kata Punyada Ada Sama Banidija Edam Mangala Modamam Baho Sajanja Seipanja Vinayo Cha Susekido Subhasita Cha Yawaja Edam Mangala Modamam Mada bidu upathana Buddha dharasa sangaho Anagula ja kamanda Edam mangala mudamam Danan ja dhamma jariya ja Nyadaga nanja sangaho Anawajani gamani Edam mangala mudamam Aradi wiradi baba majapana cha sayamo Abama doja dhamesu edam mangala mudamam Karavoja niwa doja sandoti ja katanyuta Kalena dhamma sawana edam mangala mudamam Kandija sowa jasada samana nanja dasana Kalena dhammasa gacha Edam Mangala Modamam Daboja Brahmachariyanja Ariya Sajjana Dasana Nibbana Sachi Kiriyaja Edam Mangala Modamam Bodhasa Loka Dhammi Jeta Yasana Kampati Asoka Virajan Khema Edam Mangala Modamam Eda Disani Kadawana Sabata Maparajita Sabata Sotain Gachandi Dante Sam Mangala Modamam Mangala Sotan Neti Dam Sadhu 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 Taboja Brahmachariyanja Riya Sajjana Dasana Nibbana Sachi Kiriyaja Edam Mangala Modam Taboja Edam Mangala Modam Brahmachariyanja Edam Mangala Modam Riya Sajjana Dasana Edam Mangala Modam Nibbana Sachi Kriyaya Sachi Kriyaja Edam Mangala Modam 4 lines in this stanza. Practice that consumes evil states. His life says blossoms. A noble life. His life says blossom. Seeing the noble truth is life's highest blossom. Realization of Nibbana is life's highest blossom. Page number 54. Maybe we can start the 53 Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya, the bottom, the bottom of page. Brahmacharya, holy life. What does it mean? What does it imply? So vocabulary of the usage maybe similar to others. According to various ways, various conditions, not only these words, but also others words. So we need to take a look at. We need to take a look at Brahmacharya means. So what does it mean? What does it imply? So Brahmacharya consists of 2 terms, Brahma plus Charya. Brahma means holy, excellent, superior, etc. Charya is derived from the root chara, which means to wander, to proceed, to lead to one's own life, to conduct one's own life. Here, not wander here. Here, to proceed, or to lead one's own life, or to conduct one's own life. Wander means wandering is all of you know that meaning is taken around without destination, without direction. When they are combined, it means holy life, excellent conduct, leading one's own life in an excellent way. The term Brahmacharya in Pali normally refers to the Noble Eightfold Path. This is very important, this point. When you share your knowledge of Dhamma with all beings, or with all capacities, or with all ages, with all people, you need an analysis of what you are saying, what you are talking about. In the Buddhist traditions, the Buddhist techniques, it's very important. It's very important. What does it imply? What does it mean according to context, according to where it is used? The word Dhamma we are talking about, we are discussing, is various terms, various ways, multiple points of view. So we should always check it out. What does it imply? What does it mean? The term Brahmacharya in Pali normally refers to the Noble Eightfold Path, which is the best way to lead one's own life. The best way to live one's own liberation. So it's a way to take charge of the direction and the qualities of our own life. It's very important. That's amazing, very interesting, and very beneficial. We cannot describe it as a word that beneficial, the qualities of Dhamma that we are taking on. In terms of training, it means moral conduct, silas. You can see that? The Noble Eightfold Path made up of the threefold training: sila, concentration, samadhi, and wisdom, panya. The training in higher concentration, the training in higher morality, sila, sikha. The training in higher concentration, samadhi, sikha. The training in higher wisdom, panya. That separates from serenity meditation and vipassana meditation, insight meditation. Both of them are identical, belonging to this way, the Noble Eightfold Path. Each of these is a foundation for the next. The one who endows with the Noble Eightfold Path is called Brahmachari. How nice. The word is very nice. Taboja, Brahmachariya cha. So Brahmachariya cha, itamangala muttama. So what does it mean? Brahmachari. One who practices holy life. And the inner holy life is the eradication of lust, hatred, and delusions. The three kinds of poisons, mental poisons, spiritual poisons, mental defilements. There are 10 types of Brahmacharya, which are mentioned in commentary. It's very important this point, the 10 types. Dana, generosity or generous kind. Vayavaja, service, assistance. Panchasila, keeping 5 precepts. Not only Panchasila, but also more. Any kind of sila including. Apamanya. Yeah, apamanya. Actually, in Sanskrit, apamana. Yeah, apamana. Apamana is immeasurable, unlimited today. Nowadays, familiar with it to use of telephone, right? Unlimited. So apamana. So apamana means limit. Apamana. Here, nya is here because of ya, Pachaya, so just surface. Apamanaya, apamanya. So, apamanya is a simple noun, spreading the four sublime abodes, limitlessly or unlimitedly. Sadhara Santosa. Sa means together with. Dara means spouse or wife. Santosa means contentment. So, Sadhara Santosa, contentment with one's own spouse, one's own wife. Nowadays, what is it called? Monogamy, right? Monogamy. Just being the state of being married with only person. With only person. Monogamy, monogamous. It's monogamy. Just only taking only wife, not two wives. No need second wives. So monogamous. That this is the nowadays it's not easy, but the ancient the ancient days, the ancient age, actually the Sadhara Santosa, according to this blossoms, it's very important. Contentment with one's own spouse, one's own life, one's own wife. Monogamy. So, made two now we virati, abstention from sexual relations, sexual enjoyments, sexual conduct, sexual intercourse. So, viriya, energy, effort, the strength, energy to engage in practice. To engage in practice. It's very important in our own lives, successfulness, to become a successful person. It is necessary for us to have it. Uposatha, uposatanga, uposatha anga, keeping 8 precepts. Ariyamaga, eightfold. The Noble Eightfold Path. The Noble Eightfold Path, Ariya Magga. Sasana teachings or instructions, the Buddha's instructions, the Buddha's teachings, what the Buddha taught. In this Atthakatha commentary, one more meaning, Samana Dhamma, is added in the Mangala Dipani. In this Thailand, Abhidhamma Chodika. Yeah, Mangala Dipani. So Mangala Dipani is Abhidhamma Chodika. Already, Mangalata Dipani. The same. Mangala Dipani, Mangalata Dipani, or Abhidhamma Chodika. Atthakatha. Especially Kodaka Pata rather than Sutta Nipatas. This point is in accordance with the Kodaka Pata Atthakatha, Mangalata Dipani, Mangalatipani. It is mentioned that there are 11 meanings stem from Samanya Pala Atthakatha. And Samana Dhamma related to blossoms. Dana is included in the blossom factor of Dhananja. Generosity and generous kind, the state of generous kind, being generous kind. Viyavaja and Upasatanga are included in the blossom factor of Anavaja. Doing good deeds without detriment to oneself as well as others. It's just commendable, it's worthy. It is the things to be practiced. Pancha Sila and Sadhara Santosa are included in the blossom factors of Arati, Virati, Papa, and Majapanaja Sayamo. You can see that 38 kinds of blossoms are simultaneously taking place. Vayavacha. Vayavacha means you are doing like a sinasana cleaning. That is Vayavacha. Represent any kinds of Vayavacha, helping assistance, right? Like you are cleaning in the classroom or anywhere. Volunteering. And then represent it. That represents sila, morality. Not only saying, taking, undertaking precepts, but also duties that should be done. Allowable duties, So the duties that should be done is called Vayavacha. Vayavacha. That Vayavacha represents sila, moral purity. All right, moral purity. So you can notice that the way to practice is not only chanting, not only saying, undertaking the precepts, but also the practical way, bodily Baba actions, bodily doing good, or Baba doing good, verbally doing good, and mentally doing good. So both of them, especially sila, represent two kinds of actions, verbally and physically. So doing. So any kinds of Vayavacha, represent duties that should be done, allowable. That should be allowable, that should be done. That is called Vayavacha. And that represents sila, sikha, moral purity. Upasada means undertaking 8 kinds of precepts. Adding 3 items, 3 factors to the 5 precepts. That is called Upasatanga. Upasatanga means Upasata Anga. Atanga. Atanga means the 8. The 8 vadas of the precepts. Anavacha means blameless. Blameless. No fault. So long as you are doing, you are serving, Vayavacha, you are doing good. You are free from any kinds of fault. And worthy. Worthy. You are worthy and you are commendable. What you are doing is commendable and worthy, without detriment to yourself as well as others. That is because of kusala, wholesome state. You are doing good. That is called, think about it, that is the state of wholesome state, being wholesome and being awesome, being good, being beneficial for you as well as others, both sides. That is called anavacha. Anavacha means unvacha. Vacha means sin or faults or errors or mistakes. And means and is a negation. So preface, negation preface. So that is not fault, it's not sin, it's not blame. Blameworthy, it's not blameworthy. So, it's not detrimental mentor to oneself as well as others. That is called anavaja. Anavaja is the salient quality of kusala citas, wholesome qualities, salient quality of wholesome factors, characteristics, lakkhana, rasa, pachubatam, patatans. That is, anavaja, because of you are eating, you are using the food with the wisdom, with the knowledge, with the appreciation. Anavaja. So, whenever you eat any kinds of food with the wisdom or reflecting on the food you are eating. That is, you are eating well or eating in a correct way, in a proper way. That's why what you are eating is, or the type of your eating is blameless, commendable, and beneficial, without detriment to yourself as well as others. That's why Patisanga Yoniso, Bainda Badam Brisewami, or Jivaram Brisewami. So the Buddha's give us instructions how to use the food, how to use wearing clothes, how to use shelter, obedience, lodging, how to use medicine in a proper way or beneficial way. Actually, how to make it beneficial or powerful energy. Think about it. It's very important. You remember what I'm telling you, my friend, he is my kabia. He just says, I can't do anything, so I can't eat anything. That's not interesting, right? So we need to use reflecting on with our own wisdom, so knowledge, so reflecting on. Being wisely reflected, whatever we use, any kinds of items, food or clothes or shelter, temple, goodie, obedience or medicines, medication. Any kinds of items we use. We should have reflecting on it. We should have wisely reflecting on it. It's very important. Because just to make it beneficial or just to make it meditation object. And I usually say that Ajahn Mangala is familiar with it, Ajahn Praja, Pralao, because in Lao country and Thai country, no Burma, no chanting about that. In the Visuddhi Magga Mahadiga, right? About the way to reflect on, the way to use any kinds of item for requisites by means of reflecting on it, by means of being wisely reflected. Yata bachayam bhavata mana dhatu masame votan yatitan jivaram. In a time, that is the Visuddhi Mahadigas. It's great sub-commentary in the great sub-commentary of Visuddhi Magga, path of purification. How to make it meditation with respect to some items of the four requisites we are using as an element meditation. Dadu masako nisato nejiwo sonyo. Right? What we are using is our clothes touching. We can feel hardness, softness. That is the earth element. That has nothing to do with anyone. No man, no women. No being, no creatures. Just element. Just to be useful. That's it. Being wisely reflected about using any items. And also not only clothes, but also food, meals. We have to make it meditation object. Element meditation. You can analyze it inside or outside lab room. In the duration of meditation, you are getting into lab room. Meditation is lab room, like a lab room. And the other times, without doing meditation, that is outside lab room. You are learning about theoretical way, learning about what you really want to know, theoretical way, rather than practical way. Practical way is inside lab room, similar to it. Any question? So Panchasila, Sadhara, Santosa are included in the blessings factors of Arati, Virati, Paba, and Machapanacha Sayamo. Viriya is included in the blessing factor of Tapo. Tapo. In India, it says the name of Tapoda, right? Tapoda river. The name of river. Tapoda, right? Yeah, Tapoda, right? India, many rivers. Yeah. Tapoda means just hot water. That river's hot waters. Tapa means hot. Actually, that is grammatical way. The root tapa, tap. The root tap. Tap means burn out, to burning out or to burn out, to heat. Yeah. Like a boiling. Uh-huh. Yeah. Seriously, very high temperature. High temperature. Yeah, too serialist. The border. India, right? Name of river. Yeah, husband. Husband, similar to it, husband. But actually, directly we can take it as a meaning of like Ajahn Sumedho said, seriously hot, the Buddha. Tap border, tap, uda, the border. Uda means water. Tap, hot water, tap water. So Vidya is included in the blossoms factor or the ball. Here, Vidya is like a double. What does it mean? It's able to burn out any kinds of mental defilements. Mental defilements burn out. So like similar to another term, jhana, tapa. All right. Abhamanya is included in the blossom factor or candy. Yes, kind of synonym. Kandi, because adosa metta. Now, this is very important. So this is sumedo. This is technical term or terminal term when you learn about the Tripitakas. It's very important. So adosa, the same kandi or metta. Adosa metta. The opposite state of dosa, hatred. So directly opposite. It's the name for kandi. And the remaining three are also counted with the metta. Therefore, in the Mangala Sutta commentary, four meanings are mentioned. Mituna Viradi Brahmacharya practices holy life by refraining from sexual intercourse, having abandoned the non-spiritual life, sexual activity. He lives the spiritual life. Samana Dhamma, Brahmacharya. All monks practice. Do you, friend, live the spiritual life monks practice under our Blessed One? Sasana Brahmacharya here, Sugiodu. So this is the point you said. Sasana Brahmacharya, Barisangayonisa Beda Badam Brisivamina. Sasana Brahmacharya, Magga Brahmacharya. Sasana Brahmacharya, the Buddha's dispensation, I will not attain Brinibbana, evil one, until my dispensation is successful, abundant, widespread, and popular. Magga Brahmacharya, the Noble Eightfold Path, monk is spiritual life. That is to say, right understanding. How nice. Samadhi. Pali. When you have, so long as you have samadhi, whatever you see, whatever you know is, all is one. All is one. One is none. None is just universality of materiality and mentalities. The natural process of a psycho-organism that has nothing to do with anyone, man or women, and others almighty power. That is the power of right understanding, samadhi, right view. Actually, mental eyes, the wisdom, mental eyes, that springs from inside meditation, as well as serenity meditation, simultaneously taking place. I love it, this word, right understandings. We should have it. Wherever we are, wherever we go, we are universal siblings. We have freedom, the state of freedom. Promote attachment, liking or disliking. Nothing traditional superstition. Just see, all is one is none. By means of the power of right view, right understanding. That's the principle inside meditation. Seriously, not superficially. Serious point. Serious. So, here, all the first three meanings are taken because the last meaning will be included in the next blessing, seeing the noble truth. In the Mangalata Dipani or Mangala Dipani, even Sasana Brahmacharya is included blessing factor. Supa Sita Jaya Vacha. How nice. There are 3 levels of practices of holy life. Hinena, this is a degree, a kind of degree, so explaining about degrees, the way to practice. Hinena, brahmachariyena, khadiye, upapachati, majimena cha, devata, uttamena, visauchati. By an inferior holy life, so degree level, basic level. Inferior holy life, one is reborn in the royal clan, the royal family. And the next step, by the middle holy life, one will be reborn in the state of deities. And by the superior holy life, one is purified by himself. The above verses explained by Jariya Pitaka as follows. The inferior holy life simply entails abstaining from sexual activity, the resources celibacy. In many other sects, with the intention of being born into higher class, the exclusive neighborhood of absorption is called the middle holy life because it leads to being born in celestial abodes. The attainment of the 8 attainments is called superior holy life because they are considered nibbana in other religions. However, in Buddha's dispensation, the holy life of a monk who has pure morality but wishes to be reborn in a certain deity is called inferior holy life. Because of desire for life, existence. That's why degrees, lower degrees, inferior holy life. Because of inferior intention, desire to be reborn in deities, certain deity. The middle holy life is attained through the 8 attainments of a monk who has pure morality because of being reborn in Brahma realms or Brahma boats. The attainment of Arhata after developing insight knowledge for one who has pure moralities is called superior brahmacharya because it is purified. So here you can say, in India, a long time ago, so up to now, Brahmanism, they usually say that they call themselves, they are Brahma. That is to say, biological Brahma. So this is the qualities of mind. 2 kinds of meaning. You need to distinguish between them in a proper way, in a correct way, systematically, technically, scientifically, practically. One who does donations or offerings, renders service, and observes 5 precepts is called one who practices the inferior holy life. Silena Sukadayandi, Silena Boga Sambada, Silena Nebudayandi, Tasama Silang Wisodaye. In this country, it's quite often, every day. How nice. One who observes 8 precepts, here 8 precepts, that is called Uposatthanga. Upasata, the word upasata means upavasata. Upa means approaching. Vasata means staying. Staying with Dhamma. Approaching to the Buddha's teaching. That's the upasata. Atanga, the same, right? So precepts are one who observes 8 precepts and practices the 4 sublime abidance. The 4 sublime abidance, you know that? Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekkha. That is the 4 sublime abidance. Is called one who practices the middle holy life. You can see that this point in the Mangala Sutta. The Mangala Sutta, especially the end of Mangala Sutta, the last stanza in the Mangala Sutta. Daitan Janubagama Silawadasanena Sambano Kame Suwineya Kidan Nai Jadu Gabaseya Punareti. This is the middle holy life. And one who lives the household life and practices the Noble Eightfold Path is called one who practices the superior holy life you are doing in your present day lives, doing meditation, serenity meditation, and insight meditation. As much as possible, as much as you can, you are doing good. You are a right person, you are a good person. And also you need to appreciate yourself like that. Just appreciating for what you have. What you have good qualities about the mind. The Noble Eightfold Path. This is called a blessing because it is a cause for attaining various higher attainments. Taking the way to higher and a higher stage of, higher and a higher to gain pinnacle point. Attaining various higher attainments, the higher and a higher stages of spiritual attainments, spiritual achievement. This is 4 meanings of the term Brahmacharya. How nice. Whenever you see that, whenever you chant this, you need to know that, this is what Brahmacharya. The word Brahmacharya is, what I really learn about it. You need to appreciate that. And also you can share your knowledge of this point, this Mangala, Brahmacharya, and also as well as others Mangala, with all people, with all ages, with all the bastis, Buddhist or non-Buddhist, systematically, you should share it with all people, systematically, analytically, technically, systematically, canonically. This is canonically explained. Any question, please? Okay. We're going to move on. The last line. Ariya Sajjana Dasana. Discernment of the Noble Truths. Seeing the Noble Truths. Not only seeing, but also knowing. Knowing and seeing. Simultaneously. Think about it. That's the wisdom that we need. That really we need. So seeing the truth is seeing the 4 noble truths. Through three circles. Tivada. Tivada and 12 aspects. Dwadasakara. How many? 12 rasakaras. So 3-4 times, how many you got? 3-4 times. 12. That is called Dvajasakara. 12 aspects, Dvajasakara. It is the process of period about knowing and seeing. It's amazing, eh? It's amazing. It's simultaneously, eh? But in the Nawata wisdom, that's the principle inside meditation. The yogis can see it clearly. It is come from, derivative from the first of our dhammas given by the Buddha. What is called the name? Known as? Setting a motion of Dhamma. Dhamma Chakkabuddhana Sutta. Yeah. Evan Tibri Woodan Dwadasakaram. See the Kumarapanya knows. Maybe a Takada, the commentary, Kumarapanya. So this is called, it blossoms because it is a cause for overcoming the suffering and the rebirth cycle, round of repeated birth and death. How nice. This is a final liberation. Once on final liberation, the most important point is to be ourselves, to gain our own life. This is the way to practice. The Buddha already gave us with warranty. We just need to follow him. We just need to take care. Through these blossoms, one after another. And the commentary discernment of the noble truth refers to all noble realizations except Arhatapala, the fruit of arahantship. The noble, the Four Noble Truths, all the way to gain final liberation, one's own final liberation, nibbana or nirvana. Any question at this point? Ariya Sajjana Dasana. Suki Yodu. Any question? All right. We're gonna move on next line. Sorry? Oh, short version. Yeah, because I remember that in Burma, the famous one, Mahasi Sayadaw. Mahasi Sayadaw, whenever he write about the way to practice, some was he's making blanket. And Masoin Sayadaw, he gave it to Masoin Sayadaw to read about it, and Masoin Sayadaw read about it. Oh, Sayadaw, what does it mean? What does it mean in the blanket? Oh, Bande, that is just for those who really practice, who really take the way to practical applications, not for readers. It doesn't get involved, it does. That's why, similar to it, this wise version is because of short version, a short explaining, because of, yeah. It doesn't get involved, readers. Especially just for practices. So if you really want to know it in detail or thoroughly know it, you need to practice, learn by practicing. The way to learn about it is very important because of the time. Learn by practicing simultaneously. Think about it. I usually say that that's pedagogical techniques. Many places, any university, we cannot say that which one is the better or which one is the best one. We cannot say it. So many ways to approach study or teachings all around the world. In America, so many the famous or the best universities. But which one is the best? We cannot say. We cannot say anything about it because of pedagogical techniques. Each of them has already, but different. We need to appreciate that. That's why it's not enough to say in one and only place. So nobody and no place is perfect. And also we need to appreciate that this is naturally happens anywhere. And we need to find out which way is much better. Which way is much better, according to pedagogical techniques of monastic education. That's why I told you, only taught, memorize. Oh my goodness, what happened? Nowadays, techniques, technology is high. Technology has wherever we are, wherever we go, all around the world, taking around the world, we can know, so we can see it, so read about, we can learn about it online. But we need to know, according to the Buddha's instructions, we need to know what's the meaning of what we are saying, what we are knowing. And also we need to clarify ourselves. So what we are knowing is what kind of knowing? By chanting, or by memorizing, or learn by practicing? Which one? Or theoretically, or both sides? Theoretical or outside lab room or inside lab room, both sides or only either one? Both sides, simultaneously. Without learning anything, just practicing, so difficult. Because the Dhamma is very profound. Especially for those who have the ordinary waking state of consciousness, that is to say, the untrained mind. Big problem. Big problem. That's why learn by practicing. Discussion, Kalina Dhammasaka. Now is discussion. Without using any kinds of emotional energy, just calm down, just pay respect to each other, one another. Any question, good answer, good question. That is discussion. Discussing. Learn by practicing. Not only listening to what I'm saying, but also making question what you really want to know about what I'm saying. It's very important. When you learn about saying Pitakas, this is called in Pali Vyakarana way. In English, dialectical way. So discussions, brainstorming or discussion. Dialectical way. Now, rather than grammatical way. Nobody asks you, Jansumedo, subject or not, subject or verb. Nobody tell you. just comprehension, communicating each other, right? Just for communicating. Language is just for communicating between one another to get comprehension. What we are talking about. Think about it. Dialectical way is very important. So four skills are speaking skills, or listening skills, writing skills, reading skills. All of them are beneficial. But the most important point is speaking. When you get into speaking way, you get already listening power, listening skills, and discussions. And also the books cannot come along with you wherever you go, wherever you are. But your tongue is wherever you are, wherever you go. Language. Yeah. Not only who can speak language, but also disability, deaf. They can take it on the world happily. Oh my goodness! That's interesting. When I met them, they groups, they had a group in Taiwan, going back to USA. Oh, they so laughing. They laughing loudly, and I'm come back to see them. Who are they? They cannot speak any language. Think about it. But they have ability to communicate one another by means of using their own knowledge, body language. What I mean is, where is grammar? Nobody tell you, Ajansumido, subject or verb. This is American way. American will say there's a natural way. No, not really originally, not only American way. American will say that any teacher, including big body. No, I'm not sure. I'm not skillful grammar. I'm not skillful. You see, likes discussion widely, is a thoroughly a philosophical way, philosophical psychology. Think about it. How to make our own energies beneficial for oneself as well as others. That's very important. So you got it, John Mangala. Because of this, this does not involve in speculation or speaking way. But it is a very practical way. That's why, especially for those who really practice. So in Seattle, when reading about the instructions, the practice of Dharma, written by Mahasi Seattle. So, oh, Seattle, what does it mean, this point? Bande, that is just for those who really practice in their present-day life, not for readers. It's not easy to understand. Because there's no word. There's no word in the traditional meditations, how meditators, how practitioners get feels about Dhamma, sensations. Think about it, right? It's not easy. We cannot describe it as a word. It's not easy. All right. You can take a break, 10 minutes. To to the inhalation and exhalation, the flow of breathing. At the time, you can use another word and take it the breath, your home base, right under the nose, and you can permeate your loving kindness. That's fine. That's the change. Just temporarily, as a media to connect each other, the objective side and subjective side. Because of the mind is sometimes, you can feel that. It's like spiritual energy. Spiritual energy. That's why. What you say is a kind of spiritual energy. The mind is kind of stay on it. And somewhere out. Because you have energy at that time. And you can use your loving kindness by means of watching this point. May I be free from danger. Any kinds of disturbance. Thinking is a kind of disturbance. Think about it. Thinking is a disturbance. A single point, your objective domain. Any question? Keep going on. I really appreciate that. That is spiral energy. You got a spiral energy. Because of your concentration power. So higher, taking the way to higher and higher to gain pinnacle point. So that's a process of serenity power. All right. When I move to the next line, Nibbana Sachi Kriyaja, realization of Nibbana. How to realize Nibbana? The term Nibbana refers to the fruits of arahantship. This is a final liberation, which is free from craving. In Indian language, tanha. Craving or thirst, the same. The same. In English, thirst. The thirst, craving. And it's thus separate from the jungle of the five destinations. The attainment or the review orbit is called realization. In Bali, Pachawakana. In the Nahuatl, your wisdom, so fast. You can see, at the time, you can see clearly the natural process of a psycho and physical organism that has nothing to do with anyone. Just the natural process of conditionality, dynamic counterpart of depersonalization process. In Bali, anatta, the state of anatta, and atta, no atama, no atta. In Islam, rule. Arabic, right? No rule, no atama, no atta. So that's a final liberation. This is according to Mahāvāka Suttas that I explained. Visankhara Katan Chitan, Tanana Kaya Machaka. You are familiar with it. Craving and thus is wrapped from the jungle of the five destinations. The attainment or the review orbit is called realizations by Ariya Sajjana Dasana. One has already realized Nibbana, the third noble truth, Nirodha Satya. Nirodha Satya, the truth of cessation, the cause and effect or outcome or consequence. Imasame asadi idana hodi imasa niroda idan nirochadis. When there is not this, that doesn't come to be. With the ceasing of this, that ceases. Nothing can produce anymore. Because of the cause, no more cause. To be reborn in the next existence, a new life. And every morning, you hear chanting. You're already familiar with it, right? Imasame asati idana hoti imasa niroda idaniro chati yadida avijja niroda. All right. Avijja niroda is does a parijja samubhada in patthana. What does it mean? Patthana. Number one, what is it? Patthana. Batan. Number one. Yeah. Hedu Bajaya. No. Only one. Hedu Bajaya. The analytical point. Cha Hedu. Wholesome Hedu and unwholesome Hedu. Right? 3 and 3. So totally 6. 3 plus 3. Loba, dosa, moha, unwholesome qualities, unwholesome elements. And the opposite point, the opposite state also, aloba, adosa, amoha. So, for the arahants, who has washed away the mental defilements, who has gained his own liberation, final liberation, nibbana, no more hetu. That is patthana in detail study, thoroughly explanation by the Buddha. How nice. It's a conditional relationships, cause and effort. And parijja samubhada avijja nirodha tanha. How nice. Avijja is already uprooted for the arahanta, who has washed away all the mental defilements and who has gained already his own final liberation, nibbana. So it's very important to realize the meaning of nibbana. So the term nibbana refers to the fruit of worship, which is free from craving and thirst, and is thus separate from the jungle of 5 destinations. The taming of or the review of it, this is pachavakkana jnana. It's called realizations by Ariya Sajjana Dasana. One has already realized nibbana, the third noble truth, nirodha satya. The cessation of suffering, or the state of freedom from more attachment, freedom from more mental defilements, freedom from more the advanced state of mind, the advanced realm. Therefore, nibbana here refers to arahantship. In Samyutta Nikaya, the wanderer Jambukadaga asked the Venerable Sariputta. This point is very, very interesting. So what is Nibbana Bandhe? What is Nibbana Bandhe? So, and the Venerable Sariputta answers that destruction of lust, raga, viraga, no more passions. They cut out all passions. All of Rahantas, who has watched all the mental defilements, so they already get out of passions. In the Dutiya Sutta, Ratana Sutta, you can see that. You can see that. This book, chanting book, you can see that. Meshi, you look memorized. You look memorized. I already know. Yesobayoda Manasa Danlena. Page number 15. 15. Ye Sobayoda Manasa Danlena. Gata number 34. The second stanza above. Ye Sobayoda Manasa Danlena. Nekami no Kotan Te Patibada Madamukasha. Manasa Dalina Nikamino. No? With these steps of mind, applying themselves thoroughly in the dispensation of Karma Buddha, they get out of passions, this point. They get out of passions. No more viraga, no more raga. No more raga. You can research the Buddha's Dhamma, the Buddha's teaching, and medical science. We have significant suttas. Mula Panasa. When you learn about it, you can see that. What is the result? What is the outcome of practicing Dhamma? Really amazing. Viraga, Viveka, Viraga, Vausaka. Vausaka. Vausaka means free from all mental hindrances. No more disturbance. And also medical science already, they research in science. So through science to conquer nature, you can see that how precious people are. How precious people are. So many explanation in the suttas or in the Tripitakas, Vinaya, Sodanda, and Bidhamas. Any kinds of classification of the Buddha's teaching. So the disturbed Nibbana, the Venerable Sariputta answers that destruction or lust, hatred, and delusion. In the following sutta, he also asked Venerable Sariputta, so what is Arahata? Venerable Sariputta answers the same way. The same way. Just explaining about the state of Dhamma, the state of the teachings, spiritual achievement, spiritual attainment, and as a person, describing as a person, Ranta means as a person for those who have already washed away the mental defilements, who have already gained their own final liberation. That's it. Nibbana is derived from the professed need out without finish or free, and a wanna to blow, to go, Otana craving. Okay, you can see the chanting book. The chanting book. Page number 16, 16. Yeah, 16. The bottom of page. Kinam Puranam Nawanati Sambawon. Virata Jada Yadike Wasame, Tekina Visa, only Chanda, Nepanti, Dira, Yatayam Padipa, this point. And also the translation is the next page 17. Their past karma is exhausted, there is no rising of fresh karma, their minds are not touched to a future birth. They have extinguished the seed of becoming, their desire for becoming does not grow. These wise ones go out even as this lamp burns out. This point I'm talking about. These wise ones go out even as this lamp burns out. Here, Venerable Buddha explained, Nibbana is derived from the prophet's name, free or out, without finish, and vana to blow, to go out, or tana craving. The flame of craving, go out, or blow out, or extinguish. Therefore, it can be translated as extinguishing, quenching, cooling, like extinction of fire. In terms of the mind, it means peaceful and calm because of extinguishing, or ending of defilements, greed, hatred, and delusion. In reality, only one Nibbana exists, but it is classified into two in order to describe the characteristics of persons. You can see that in contact with Nibbana, or to describe various properties of Nibbana itself as follows. Sa ubadise sa Nibbana. So two categories of Nibbana, the word Nibbana. So, sa ubadise sa Nibbana. Nibbana, with the remaining pure. In the commentaries, the ubadi of pure is described as the five aggregates, since they are governed by impure actions, or are the subject or grasping. Hence, it can be translated as the Nibbana with the remaining five aggregates. That is called Sa-ubadisisa Nibbana. You say, the Arhat already gained Nibbana, his own final liberation, but he is still alive. That is called Sa-ubadisisa Nibbana. Not yet passed away. That is called Sa-ubadisisa Nibbana. Because he has already five aggregates. Not upadana, not upadana khandha, not just only aggregation of energy, physical and spiritual energy, without connecting with, clinging, grasping. No more clinging, no more grasping. That's called Sa-ubadisisa Nibbana. He's still alive, not yet passed away. And the another one is Anubadisisa Nibbana. Nibbana without remaining pure, or Nibbana free from the five aggregates. Here, after pass away, Anubadisisa, here you can see that Anu and negation, Ubadisisa. So, Nibbana without remaining pure, or Nibbana free from the five aggregates. He already gained, after he passed away, he already gained the state of unconditioned. He gained the unconditioned state, or the absence of death, the state of deathless. He gained the state of deathless because of absence of death, no more death. That is asankata in Pali. Any question? Huh? Yeah. Banja Khanda means 5 aggregates. Rupa Khanda, physical aggregate, and the others 4 mental aggregates, the 4 mental aggregates: feelings, perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness. That is the mental aggregates. Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, and Vijnana, Chitta, the same. Vijnana, consciousness. Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara. You see my formula, C plus 3. C is Vijnana. Plus 3 is the mental factors, Citasika. Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara. And a Vijnana consciousness. Whenever they arise, they are simultaneously taking place. Not only rises consciousness, but also constellation of mental factors that work in unison. So Citta and Cittasika. In Pali, Patthana, Sahajada, Pachayo. Yeah. Born together. Born together means happening together. Simultaneously. That is according to thought process. The process of consciousness. So nobody says Nibbana, just already, they gain already unconditioned state. Unconditioned states. No more rupa, no more. There is no rupa, there is no nama. There is no materiality, so the 5 gagas. The 5 gagas of materiality and mentality. So material element of phenomena. Asankata. The element of unconditioned state. Asankata dhatu in Pali. Asankata dhatu. Kushinara, the Buddha passed away. That body is sankhara, sankhata. But the state of qualities, mental qualities, spiritual qualities, asankata. After passed away, already gained asankatas. The elements of asankata, unconditioned state. The elements of unconditioned state. That is called in Pali, asankata dhatu. Any question, Sukhihodu? All right, move on. The new stanza. So realization of Nibbana is a blessing because it is a cause for dwelling happily in this present life after becoming arahant and so forth. So the new stanza is a potasa loga dhammehi chaitanyasa nagambadi. 1 point. Asokam 2. Virajan 3. Kema 4. Edamangala Muttamam. This is after realizing Nibbana. So you can see that what happened. Cause or consequence. Cause or effect. This point. Only effect. Because after realizing Nibbana. After realization of Nibbana. So Nagampati this is the outcome of the outcome. Consequence or effect, not cause. Think about it. But according to the process of mentality, spiritual achievements, spiritual qualities, simultaneously, that's why cause and effort are like a Maka and Pla. So we are under the light. And also shade, we are shaded. Our shade is simultaneously happening. You can see the shade. Cause and effect. So simultaneous, but different function, different items. Cause is cause, effect is effect, but they simultaneously happen. Like the bodies and shade under the light. You see? Your shade, you see? The shade. Shade. You see your shade, yeah? Because of the light. And also because of your body is already under the light. And also your shade is simultaneously taking place. So cause and effect, especially Ariya Magga and plus like this. Simultaneously, but different function, different items. Cause is cause, effect is effect. So very profound, right? It's very profound. So here, Purasaloka Dhammehi Chidayasana Gambadi, to have the mind which is not shaken by the 8 worldly conditions, ups and downs. The noble person's mind does not shake, waver, or tremble by the 8 worldly conditions. And ups and downs, you can see that 4 ups, 4 downs. Labha in Bali, in English, gain. Alabha, loss. So opposite point. Gain, not gain, no gain, gain, loss. Yasa, ayasa, opposite point. Fame and disrepute. Pasansa, Nenda. Pasansa, praise, commendable. Nenda, blame. Sukha, dukkha. Opposite point. Sukha, happiness, dukkha, suffering or unsatisfactoriness. Some examples from Pali. As the wind cannot stir a solid mass of rock, so too sighs. This is aramana. Sights, taste, sounds. Sight, sounds, taste, smells, and touches a lot. The whole body touches. Because in the whole body, bottom to top, top to bottom. So the sensitivities has already, that's why touches the lot. And thoughts, ideas. Whether liked or disliked, don't disturb the poised one, the opposite one. Their mind is steady and free as they observe this appearance. How nice. This is just for arahants who have already gained their final own liberation, their own final liberation, who have already washed away all the mental defilements, no more attachment. As the wind cannot stir a solid mass of rock, so to blame and praise, ups and downs anyway. It doesn't matter no matter what. Do not affect the wise. That is to say, arahant. Good people give up everything. They don't conjure for the things they desire, though touched by sadness or happiness. The astute appear neither depressed nor elated. This is called a blossom, because it brings the supramundane, not supermundane. Spelling, misspelling, wrong spelling. It brings supramundane state that is unshakable by anything. You can notice that how is it similar to? How is it similar to? Like a snake, cobra, without poisons, right? Their body is materiality, but no more poison. Other hand, they have 5 kagas, but no more kilesa poisons, right? You can notice that, right? How nice. No more dangerous for anything. Yeah. Kilesa is a poison. But snake is not problem, but its poison is dangerous, right? This is called a blossom because it brings the supramundane state that is unshakable by anything. How nice. This is the 8 worldly conditions. Asogan or Ashogan in Sanskrit. Asogam, A is negation, Soka means worry, sorrow. So asoga, no worry, no sorrow, or free from sorrow, free from worry, anxiety. So to have the mind which is free from sorrow, anxiety, or worry. To understand asoka, the word asoka, it is necessary to comprehend the meaning of soka. You can see the original simple word, simple noun, soka, refers to feelings of sorrow, grief, or sadness, which arise due to the loss of loved ones. Possessions, health, morality, and other factors that can cause mental anguish and distrust. So, asoga means being free from sorrow, grief, and sadness. Although the term soka is specifically mentioned, it also encompasses being free from other related sufferings such as parideva, which refers to mourning and lamenting the loss of a loved one, dukkha, which refers to physical pain, suffering, such as wounds, sprains, and sickness. Domanassa, which refers to distress and anguish that can cause one to cry, beat their chest, breast, or even contemplate suicide, and upayasa, which refers to frustration and the torment of unrelenting grief or unreleasing grief. The arhat's mind is free from sorrow. No more poison. The poison of sorrow limitation, etc. Some teachers say that sorrowless refers to nibbana, the purity, the state of purity, free from more attachment, nibbana. But it would contradict the opposite, the previous term, one whose mind. Therefore, it should refer to the sorrowlessness of the arhat's mind. All right, time's up. Idame bonyam asavakayam waha hodu idame bonyam nibbanasa pajayo hodu mama bonya bagam sabasadanam pajimi desabe mesamam bonya bagam labandu. O happy ones and all beings, rejoice at the merit done by yes, and say sadhu 3 times along with us. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.